Good morning. It is July 25th, 2023, and I've got oil prices on the screen. I'm going to go through the technical indicators for oil prices and just speak out a commentary to my future self. And at the end of this video, I'm going to put on a trade in oil based on the TA that we go through in this video. So I want to rationalize everything and then put my trade on at the end. So here we are looking at light crude oil futures on the weekly time frame, and I'm looking at this chart because I can trade it over on simplefx.ca, and I can use the little tiny bit of Litcoin that I have in that account to put on a position. So here we are looking at the weekly RSI, and I want to observe that the RSI is breaking above this parallel channel, and to me that's bullish. We have a bit of a bullish divergence here on this bottom as oil prices are consolidating here. If we go into the daily time frame, we can see that there is more of an upsurge in the RSI here. What I'm watching for now is any trend break of this uptrend in the RSI as we go into smaller time frames. So now as we're coming into the smaller time frames, I see that there's a bearish divergence as we've come up to this support and resistance level underneath where we had a big gap move. So I don't know what's next, that's for sure. And my biggest focus in trading is risk management. So I'm starting off with a tiny trading account here and then only doing little bits of it as we trade. So here we are. I'll keep zooming in on this. What are we at? 4 hour, and then we go to the 1 hour. Now this has flipped for me where I'm seeing that we're consolidating off this small time frame, and this could be a springboard higher from here. Even though we do see the bearish divergence on the longer time frames, on the 12-hour time frame, if we do start breaking up above that, it's going to have some kick to it because what I see in the longer time frame. Now in the weekly MACD, we can see that bearish divergence, the bullish divergence on this bottom. So it's a cup. We could get the cup with handle before we get the breakout. But we do see the MACD has crossed positive here on the weekly. So I'm going to go into the daily, and it's already crossed positive. Now again, just like the RSI, I'm watching for divergences. That looks pretty good. Go into smaller time frames, and we do see that same divergence here, but the cross positive. So if it keeps going, we're in good land. 4 hour time frame, there's the divergence as well. In the 1 hour time frame, it seems to be pulling back. That if that crosses as we're breaking out, that's a confirmation of bullish to me that I want to play with, at least small. On this again, we've got the pullback, and it seems like a springboard pullback that we're going to be springing out higher from here. My prices here are delayed, but over on SimpleFX, the prices are not delayed. So I can see over on the side that the prices have moved up and they're pressuring against the top right now. So as I go into the Ichimoku cloud now on the weekly time frame, we're coming up underneath the red cloud, and the weekly blue line is about to cross above the red. That would be bullish to me. That would be a confirmation of the bullish as we come up above that 200 period exponential moving average. That's bullish. Now in the daily, we're just poking our head above that 200 period exponential moving average, and the daily Ichimoku has gone full bull in all four components because the trailing indicator has cut through everything. The blue is above the red, price is above the cloud is twisted green. The only thing is now the blue and the red act as an oscillator. The further they get apart, the more they want to get together. So this may have a little bit more, and then we'll get that cup with handle pattern perhaps. But right now it's still seeming like it's getting some juice on this time frame. Go into the 12 hour. Again, it is bullish, full bull, and yet could be topping out right where we are. 4 hour time frame, still full bull, bounced off the cloud and is continuing with a trend continuation buy signal right there as it bounced up off the cloud. So now in the 1 hour time frame, we could be doing a trend continuation buy signal as we bounce up off that cloud. But if we cross over and get into that cloud, that's where trouble starts. And right now in the 15-minute time frame, we're struggling. I know that by the live charts, we're just up over here. And we're starting to transition to where I'm pretty excited about that in a very small way. Now, get the last two indicators, then I'll put the position on and I'll show you what I'm doing. Here is the Bollinger Bands, and the Bollinger Bands have done a mean reversion buy signal twice on the weekly time frame here. That's pretty significant for a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation being solid and a change of direction. Here it is on the daily. We can see the Bollinger Band mean reversion buy signal, 1, 2, 3 times off that bottom. This is super solid to me. Then I'll go into the 12-hour time frame, and I'm seeing it bounce above the mid-range. It is running in a bullish trend zone for this. Now I'm watching to see, are we getting to any place where we're going to a potential Bollinger Band mean reversion sell signal, where we poke outside the third standard deviation on any time frame. I watch them all, and then if it goes outside and then pulls back in, that's a potential for a sell signal. And it's not the only thing that's a sell signal, so we have to watch all of the 1, 2, 3s as we're going along now. This is a potential for a 1, 2, 3, break down further. The 4-hour going to the 1 hour. Now here's the difference where we can start to see things shaping up. The 1 hour is giving us zones where if it's breaking up above that and holding, it's a buy signal, and we just go small with it and then work our way to get our stop above our entry so that our risk is protected. But it's exciting to me because when we go back out to the 4-hour perspective and the 12-hour perspective, they are still giving range for this price to go higher from here. We still haven't poked outside those third standard deviation and then pulling back inside. The last indicator I'll look at here, each time I do this series of videos, is my special Bollinger Band indicator. And we can see that the color coding is really important for this. In the weekly time frame, of course, this is a big buy signal, crazy. Now we go into the daily time frame, and I'm not seeing the bright green until we get into the 12-hour time frame here. We haven't seen that bright green anywhere along except for now as we're doing those Bollinger Band mean reversion buy signals right there. Pardon me. So now that we have a change of character and a break of structure as we're moving up through this zone, what I'm looking for is a bright red color to counteract that. That might say that we are going to be reversing from the way up. We've got a little bit of bright red here on the 4-hour, a little bit of dark red, and that's okay. If we're trending, we should expect that. And then we go into the 1-hour time frame. It gave us a bit of a warning, and it's pinching down now. So this is shark feeding zone and whale feeding zone for me. It could be the breakout, and it could be the place where it's going to be doing the big breakdown because of the pinch in the bands. There isn't any way to know. There isn't. I don't think there is. What you can do is take a risk. And we want to have it to be like an insurance policy where I know how much I'm going to be spending before I put the trade on. I know exactly where my exit's going to be and why. And I know where my entry is going to be. So then I can actually spot trade this right now. And I'm going to drag this chart over. And here we are in SimpleFX. And we can see that I have 1/3 of a Litcoin in here. Very small. So now I can buy an oil contract. All I need is 0.14 Litcoin at the leverage I'm using. And I can hit submit and boom, I am long in this contract. So I can zoom in on the time frame now. And if this is the moment where it's going to reverse because of the Bollinger Band 1 hour, this is where it's going to happen. However, I want to leave my stop at 78.29. So I can open this up, put my stop in there at 78.29. And now my money can watch the price for me. I may even want to leave that back just a little bit and be willing to lose that much money on this. The great thing about this trading platform is that I can move my stops around like this on the screen. That's fantastic. And when I decide to add on to this position, I'll do it just right now, just to show. I can add another position and it keeps it as a separate position. I can put a separate stop loss on this second position. So I can go 78.29. And this way, I find that I can add on to my risk and add on to my risk, or take off of my risk and take off of my risk in a little bit. So my risk control rules say, assume that you're wrong when you put on a trade. Reduce or remove your position unless it proves you correct. So I'm going to assume that I'm wrong on this, and I'm going to reduce or remove my position unless it proves me correct. So I'm going to take this stop loss, I'm going to move it up even closer so that I'm reducing my position size unless it proves me correct. Should oil prices go up higher, I'll do another video and I'll show where my stops moved and got kicked out on this. We'll update you on how this turned out. Let's go back to the Bollinger Bands. And this is the one I'll be watching most. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, but most of all, leave a comment down below. There will be a Discord channel. There's all sorts of ways to get connected so that we can talk about these prices more. Cheers. Trade safe and keep those losses small.